I fucking hate this box. Did I mention that?
Welcome to the house of the young Lord. I'm glad everybody could be here. Like I always say, out of all the thousands of streamers on all the different apps, you chose to be here with me today. I appreciate that. Today we're talking about what are your non-negotiables in a relationship? Meaning, what will you not tolerate, and what one thing, or maybe two things, or maybe three things that you definitely will not accept in your relationship, your next relationship. This is a dating app. We're gonna talk about relationships here. That's why most people are here. And I do recall asking a few minutes ago if anybody else had something to say, and you didn't say anything. You were passing out medicine. Don't scrutinize
Yeah,
my topics. Queen Cream, hello. How are you?
I'm fantastic. But I really just want to say how much I appreciate her laugh. Her laugh is one of those laughs that you have to laugh when she laughs.
It's infectious.
It really is. Anyway, I wasn't prepared for the topic at hand.
It's fine.
So
It's fine.
I was
You
really
you got plenty. You got plenty of time to come back in. And I don't know why the boxes hate on you like that, Bria. I didn't tell you to leave.
oh, because it said I need to show my face. Oh, so do I have to show my face the whole time? Jeez, why do I gotta show my face the whole time?
Wait, is it gonna kick you out the box if you don't show your face? Is that how it works? Jin 420, hello. Welcome to the stream.
No. No, it just doesn't recognize my face as a face.
All right, so listen, I don't care if I don't care if you don't want to show your face, y'all. It's not that important. I'd rather just hear what you guys got to say about the topic.
The fuck, I want to show my face. I even want to look at my face. The fuck?
Narcissist we got a narcissist on our hands.
Yeah, I am. It's okay. I'm very you know,
You're very open about being a narcissist. That's
conceited. No, I'm
conceited.
conceited. I'm
Oh,
conceited as fuck.
all right. So
I like looking at my eyes. Sorry.
banana, banana split. You have beautiful eyes, and we all love looking at your eyes. But tell me, what's your non-negotiables in a relationship?
I put them in the comments. So my non-negotiables is height. Manipulation, cannot have manipulation at all. No gaslighting. Fuck gaslighting. Can't stand a gaslighter. No lying and cheating.
A gaslighter. I
Oh
think
my god.
I just learned the definition of a gaslighter recently. Can you tell me what that is again?
So somebody that says that basically twists what really the events that really happen.
Okay, I'll finish for her because what a gaslighter is somebody that. So, for instance, you could be like, um, "You did this, and it made me feel a certain way, right?" And what they're gonna do is be like, "No, you felt that way because you want to feel that way. No, I didn't do anything to you." Stuff like that. Like they just
So
twist
like
it, twisting it around on you. Everything's on you.
everything's on you. Okay.
Yeah, mainly I've noticed that it's abusive people are like that because then they try to, maintain control in a relationship. But so some non-negotiables for me would be um I really can't stand someone who's just judgmental as hell about everything and everyone, but doesn't judge like they think their shit don't stink. Like that is something like I've dealt with in the past, and oh my god, it makes me want to strangle someone. Like
Very
anyway,
that's
and then
very
obviously abuse and disrespect and cheating. I guess that's like the main ones for me. So I don't know.
those are the big ones. Those are big.
Yeah. They
Yo,
are.
yo, Bria, you said everyone pulls some BS at some point. So let me ask you a question, Bria. Why did you tell me to send you a message then? If you want to get to know me and send you a message, but you think everybody's gonna put some BS on you at some point. What's the purpose? What's even the point to getting to know people if everybody's gonna put some BS? I'm just judging by what you said. I don't believe that, but that's what you said. Nurse Chrissy, hello.
I don't believe that everyone's gonna do that either. There's different kind of people out there, but I'm like, okay, so I'm kind of a pushover sometimes
It's good that you recognize
because
it.
I care too much. But I don't want to change that portion of me because I value that portion of me. And at one point I wanted to change that about me, but yeah. But I don't want to change the fact that I have a huge fucking heart because it's like 50% of my personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is though, having a huge heart, it does not equate to being a pushover. It doesn't.
It doesn't, but I'm a big pushover because of the fact that like my heart goes out to I don't it's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain, but I'm
You,
sure that
you
some
naive?
women
You naive when it comes to like, are you naive when it comes to men? Do you get womanized by men telling you lies? Or you really just have a big heart? You just want to help people. Because being a pushover is different, you know what I mean? That's letting people just run over you. And I don't think that's the same thing as having a big heart.
I would say I'm probably slightly naive. I've been married twice. I haven't really dated a lot. Um so I would probably say I'm a little naive when it comes to men. I've only dated 4 guys in my whole life. I married 2 of them. So, no, I've dated a lot more than that. But like consistently 4 guys.
Okay. Okay. So you don't have a lot of experience, but I don't you're smart though. You're a smart person. You can have life experience. It doesn't have to be with your significant others where you learn how not to be a pushover, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, I still I guess pushover is not really the right word, but it can be considered that, I guess. I
You're a
don't know.
hopeless
Taking
romantic.
advantage.
You're a hopeless romantic.
There you
You'll
go.
do anything to to make that person happy because you want that shit to work out. And
Well,
they probably trying to play you. That's what I'm.
it
That's what
kind
I'm.
of goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. Is it a choice or a feeling or emotion? And when you have those emotions, you choose to continue. So,
I
yeah.
got you. I got you. Hey, princess. Yeah, you're right. You do have to protect your energy. Protect your energy at all cost. You know, um, I agree with that. I definitely do. It doesn't mean that you have to have up a wall, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was just gonna fixing to say that. I built this huge ass wall around my heart. It works,
Dex, what's up, brother? How you doing today?
but it's not like made of like stone, so it's pushable. It's breakable. It's just
Dex, what's up, buddy?
you know.
So yeah, no, I get that. Um, I would love for everybody to hop into the box and talk to me about this. Read the description of the stream and let me know what you think, guys. Let's see. What are your non-negotiables in a relationship? Meaning, what will you absolutely, under no circumstances, will not tolerate? We're all on a dating website, and we all, well, most of us are single. I'm single. I'll speak for myself. Dex said lying. I'm with that.
So something else I won't tolerate is selfishness.
Selfishness.
Hmm.
So on
That's
what level? Like
that's the reason why my questions.
selfishness. So
That's
you
where my
saying
questions.
if y'all go out on a date and they don't want to pay, that type selfish or what?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about like deeper than that. Like So the question about like my question about pedicures is because I want to be able to spend time with someone, without being selfish. I don't care if they get a pedicure, that's not a big deal. I want them to be able to go with me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I think so. I'm trying to wrap my head around how you explain that. Selfish with their time, you mean? Like you want them to be willing to spend time with you. I don't know. Okay. So selfish with their time. I get that. Princess, I don't know what happened with you. Maybe try again. I don't know what happened. Queen Cream, welcome back, sweetheart.
Hello. What was I gonna say? Oh, so about the whole naive thing, when I was younger, I tolerated a lot more stuff. Probably because as I feel like as I matured and got older, I learned to love myself more and realize that maybe the way people are treating me wasn't really love. And so
Sir.
I was I wouldn't call it a pushover either, but like you said, for the people you love, even if they don't reciprocate it, you're gonna do whatever for them because that's how you feel. So,
Correct.
um, anyway, but yeah, I was just elaborating on that. But that was like 5 minutes ago. I just barely got back in the box. I don't know what's happened. Your box is popping right now.
So yeah, Bria said it takes years to build a healthy relationship.
Um, well,
I believe it
I think
takes time and years to build trust, real true trust.
right. I think that a relationship could be healthy from the beginning, but it takes consistency to keep it healthy and alive and growing. So
It-
gotta be.
so I disagree with Bria because if two people are already healthy individuals separately and they come together, they will have a healthy relationship from the beginning. So it doesn't take time, but the trust and to learn each other's ways, to understand each other's communication style, that takes time. Princess, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Um, so I guess I feel like my non-negotiables for a relationship would be lack of empathy, um, laziness, lack of
Mm,
commitment, you
mm,
know, um, selfishness, like what she said, like having a selfish mindset and just not being a kind person, like not even just with me, but just how that person operates, throughout life and how they treat other people. I really look at those type of things.
yeah, those are great right there. Princess, can you give me an example of something selfish, like something that happened in like a relationship with you that somebody was selfish?
Selfish as in, like, let's say you're in a relationship and you're putting in the work and all that kind of stuff, and one person is allowing the other individual to do most of everything, if that makes sense.
So just
So it just
not pulling
becomes
your weight.
more one-sided,
Yeah, so you not pulling your weight, basically. I get that.
basically.
I get that. And that is horrible. What's up, Vera? Welcome to the stream.
So you want to know why I have the Harry Potter question? Did I ever tell you?
Well, tell the people that's listening about the Harry Potter question first.
Okay, so I have a question that I ask anybody that shows any interest is do you have you ever watched Harry Potter? And the whole reason I ask that is because it's one of my favorite movies, and my ex-husband would not sit down and watch it with me. He was very selfish in that aspect. Um I don't care if I like something, I'm gonna sit down with someone and watch whatever they want to watch, or do whatever they want to do. It's something they like to do. I want to be able to share that. It's the same thing as time, giving the time. Um and but I want to know if somebody's willing to sit down and watch it with me. There's a loophole to it. No, but I would sit down and watch it with you. That's the loophole. There's
Got
always a loophole.
got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you now. I understand it perfectly. So
Yeah.
yes, I get that now. See, when you say it like
All
that,
my questions are deep.
yeah. I mean, yeah. If you, I don't know if it's deep, but Yeah, so
No.
basically, you want somebody that's willing to make a compromise and do stuff
Hmm.
that you want to do, even though that they don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that, and that's
Hmm.
a good thing. Um, Bria said, "We live in a world where people are struggling tremendously with their mental health. Most people are broken,
Oh,
especially
let me in now. You
most
have to show your face. Sorry. But I agree with her on that. Like, for instance, so family is big for me. And my ex-husband would like not go to like family events. And that was like something big for me. It's like, what are you showing our kids? Like, I don't know. It's just I never really had that close knit family. And I always wanted that. Like I have one sister. Um, and then now I just have my kids. And so I want them to be close, but it's like I'm close with my as close as I could be with my mom. But I like that. Like going to family events together. Like, I don't know. But like she said, he wouldn't do it. So that made me feel some type of way because I feel like he was being selfish just because he didn't want to do it and he didn't enjoy it. He wouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? But when you love somebody or you're in a relationship, you should at least try. But like it was kind of narcissistic because that's like family. I don't understand like why he wouldn't want to do that. So
I mean, the thing is like I understand that, and that's true. You're supposed to make a compromise. Family is important. Was it something about the family that he didn't like? Did he not get along with somebody, or was somebody always, talking bad about
no,
him? Something.
no. I'll explain in a minute because this is about to go out. It'll go out.
Okay. Hey Dex, that's an amazing question right there. Do you think human morality is learned or innate? For a short answer, I would say it's innate. Princess, welcome back.
Hey, I think it's learned. Um, and yeah, so what do you think? Like, what's something that's a big deal for you in a relationship?
Uh, Respect.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
Do you
Because
think respect is subjective or objective?
subjective or objective. Uh, I really don't know. I mean, that's a good question, but it's a big deal to me because respect is something that so like even if you're not loyal, if you're not loyal and you cheat on someone, you can forgive someone
Mm-hmm.
for that because that could be a mistake. Someone definitely really made a mistake, maybe someone made a mistake and regrets it, but respect is something that I feel you're supposed to bring into any friendship, relationship. I feel like that's something that you're supposed to have before you even out there looking for a partner. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, but subjective, I'm gonna have to get back to that one. I gotta think about that one, Princess.
Um, so he said are morals learned or innate? I think that so actually this I just was learning about this in psychology, but it was a question my teacher asked us, pretty much the same thing. But so when children are born, they don't know like good from bad. You know what I'm saying? You have to teach them what's right and what's wrong, pretty much. So they're genuinely good though. You know what I'm saying? Kids aren't like they don't have bad intentions behind like what they do. They're just learning. So they're just doing stuff like, out of control, basically. So I feel like that is actually learned in a
But
sense.
but morality though, like yeah, so to a certain extent, yeah. But like once you reach a certain age where you got the basic essentials, and the basic fundamentals of what's right and wrong, I feel
Hmm.
like it's instilled for the most part. Like babies
But
know.
some people actually, this is what was in my book that people can stop developing at like morally. You can stop morally developing at a certain age due to trauma, certain experiences and stuff like that. So that can affect, if people actually do the right or wrong thing, even at an older age versus a younger age.
Drugs. Yeah.
I mean, I personally feel like it's learned because even though like kids grow up not knowing much, they have to kind of learn what's moral or not. Like for me growing up, there were some things that I felt as a kid was pretty disturbing, but it's pretty morally considered good in this day and age. So I mean, I feel like it's really subjective, you know, and that's why if you look all around the world, people have their own different morals in regards to how they operate in society. You know, we're always constantly arguing in the sense of what's morally good and what's morally bad, especially in this day and age in 2022. You know, so many conversations on that subject. So I think it's very much subjective and not objective.
All
Uh,
right, so let me give y'all an example of something. So if you got two kids playing with Legos, right? Two kids that's 2 years old playing with Legos, and one of the kids snatched the other Lego out the kid's hand. The kid that snatched the Lego out the kid's hand, he may not know that it's morally wrong. But the other kid that's sitting there crying and sitting there experiencing the Lego being snatched out of his hand is crying and feels it's morally wrong. He naturally feels that he shouldn't have nothing snatched from him. If we wasn't born with a certain level of morality, we wouldn't care. We wouldn't care if somebody snatches something from our hand. We wouldn't care if someone, pushes us around, because we'll be like animals. You know what I'm saying? So we're born with a certain level of it in us. Like, it's emotionally attached to us. You don't want nobody screaming and yelling at you, because you're gonna feel a certain type of way as a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's not morally right to do certain things. I understand us as adults looking at it, because we're looking at it from an adult perspective. But look at two kids that don't know how to talk. Why they just don't treat each other like cavemen? Why do some kids be really kind, and why do some kids not be really kind? Because the kids that's not kind is learning, and the other kid is kind of already instilled. So I think it depends on a lot of things. Like you said, if a crack baby, for example, or a kid that's on the spectrum, it might be harder for them to get it. But a kid that's normal, perfectly normal, like myself, I was a really nice kid, and I had morals young. You know what I'm saying? Young. But I'm not tooting my own horn and nothing like that, and I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but you got to look at it from both sides, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like it's also just like an instinct, because kids just like, you could tell them, "Hey, that was wrong." They know it was wrong, but they're so impulsive that they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Kids are just act off impulse. They're not really, I don't think it's planned out what they do. They just impulsive. Like, I want that.
So why would a kid get sad, or why would a kid get mad about something like that?
I mean, one thing that I can say is that I don't think that just because a child is having a negative emotion, a negative reaction to a situation, it doesn't mean in that situation something morally bad happened. You know, that's what I would have to say to that.
Okay.
Um, I would say that's more so a subjective point of view. Like, you know, growing up, if I would watch TV, you know, I didn't like watching most of what I was looking at, because there was a lot of adult activity going on in there. You know, we could consider that technically morally wrong then, you know, and go by that, but you know, that's not the case. You know, I just didn't really like it, you know. So I feel like that's pretty subjective.
Princess, hold on.
Princess, hold on.
Can you explain that again?
Can you explain that again? So
You saw some adult films?
saw some adult films or something like that?
Right?
No, not adult films. It's just like watching a lot of TV. Even as a kid, I did feel some type of way seeing so much adult activity going on, like drugs, sex, all these kind of things. It wasn't porn, but you know, especially when you watch TV shows, movies in this day and age, I didn't really feel good about it. Like I felt something, a pit in my stomach. But we can't say that that's morally bad. You know, that's just a subjective point of view from me,
Gotcha.
you know, growing up.
Got you.
So I feel like that's very subjective.
I got you.
I got you.
I could agree with that.
I could agree with that.
It do what month is a human life worth in sunrise worth more than others?
So you don't think, by the way you're treated as a baby, as a child, that actually formed your morals?
It definitely does.
You think they
It
you think that we were actually born with them?
No.
I don't think we were born with them.
So I'm not gonna, of course, I'm not gonna sit here and say all the morals. I'm saying a certain
Yeah.
base level of them, you know, a certain base level of them.
Queen, you always need a charger. Always. Um I don't know. I really feel like it's learned from the way you're treated rather than, I don't really feel like that any of it's born you're naturally born with your morals
So we're not
at
born,
all.
we're not born with zero, completely zero. I mean,
No.
I agree with
I
that.
don't think so.
I mean, I
Because of the fact
respect
that
that.
if you're raised by a family that's that I mean, if you're treated well, you're setting a standard basically. As a even as a baby. You know what I mean? And if someone at children, if they're treated well, and then somebody comes up and they're mean, obviously they're gonna feel some type of way. You know what I mean?
I get you. I can see both sides of it.
I mean, I feel like we kind of shape morality based upon how it negatively impacts society as a whole. So like murders, rapists, pedophiles, the basic things, whatever just negatively impacts people overall, we kind of consider that morally wrong. So I do feel like it is based upon, negative interactions in teachings and whatnot as well. Because in certain cultures, it's considered completely acceptable, to marry a fairly young child and stuff like that. But in other cultures, we kind of go beyond just the instinct and logically kind of see what's going on to decide whether it's moral or not. So I do feel like it is subjective in a sense. It depends on what's your goal for society.
Yeah, society controls a lot. And it's nurture versus nature type thing. Once again, I get that.
Basically.
I have a lot of questions. I better shut up. Dex, I mean, you got this started, Dex. That this was a great one. I mean, I would like you to keep it going. Actually, we switched it because Dex came with a good one. He came with a really good one. You know.
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. So, but yeah.
Princess, you got another one? Let's hear what you got.
Another question?
Yeah, topic.
Oh, another topic. I don't have another topic.
What makes a person evil is it them or is it product of the environment?
Um,
That's another good one. That's like basically what kind of like what you were just saying, man. It's kind of like the same thing, man. Evil is also subjective in a way, you know. If you look at, for example, if you look at the movie Star Wars, I know some of y'all haven't seen Star Wars, but if you look at the dark side and the Empire and the Jedi's, both of them are doing the same thing. They're fighting and they're killing for something that they believe in, but they're both fighting and killing. You know what I'm saying? So, and they both believe they're doing the right thing. You get what I'm saying?
mhm.
So,
But you could be born like a sociopath and stuff like that too. So you could be just born that way, you know.
what's up, man?
So,
Welcome to the stream.
but I don't feel like if you're evil, I feel like evil's a whole other level because either you're doing something for the greater good of everyone or you have selfish motives behind it. I feel like if someone that's evil has selfish motives behind whatever they're doing and they don't care if it causes harm to anyone else while they do it.
I mean, like you said, they could be a sociopath or they could be born with problems, but it's still to them they're still doing it for whatever reason they're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand the mind of a serial killer. We can never understand that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when it
Because
comes to the whole evil concept, any single subjective point of view in regards to life that people have, it will always have a negative impact on somebody. There will always be outliers who will have a problem with it, who will be negatively impacted by it,
by what? I'm sorry, I missed that. By what?
by any belief system that people have overall, you know.
True. True.
So, okay, here's another question that I have. This is really random, but do you feel like spanking is a good thing, like a beneficial thing for society in regards to disciplining kids?
Y'all coming with the heat tonight, huh? Y'all coming with heat tonight. Oh man.
I would like to hear this because in a lot of countries, it's actually considered illegal to put your hands on children. So I just wanted to hear that perspective. Like, do you think spanking is a good disciplinary action?
You know what? So I used to think it was, and I kind of start to change my belief system to where it's not good now. Because if you look at it, it was this comedian I listened to, and he made a big joke about it, but it made me think because he was basically saying like to a baby that can't speak and can't really explain what they want, and like we're giants, we're at literally giants to a baby, and we're hitting them, screaming at them, and telling them things. It's not really, I mean, it's not really the way that you want them to learn how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Well, you shouldn't spank a baby. Babies, it's different. But okay, for instance, I have 3 kids, right? My son, he's the oldest. You spank him, that's it. He does not like a spanking. It works for him. That's a good punishment. I don't just spank him for everything. And I don't just sit there and just spank him for no reason. I explain to him why he's getting a whooping. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it and then you're going to get a whooping because you knew better than to do that. My daughter, on the other hand, that don't work. She's wild. Like, you could spank her, whatever, it just don't even matter. So she needs a different type of punishment or consequence to her actions. Babies, you don't spank babies. But I feel like the main reason I usually give a spanking is when my kids do something like try to run in the street or something, almost put themselves in danger, because then they're more likely to remember that whoop on the butt, like, hey, I'm not about to do that again because that hurt and I don't want another one. So,
Let me clarify myself since Queen Cream made a big deal out of it. I'm not talking about babies.
no, I know. I know.
Man,
So, um,
Mecca, you can hop in the box and say what you got to say. I would love to hear it. Go ahead, Princess.
my personal opinion is I don't believe in spanking. I definitely feel like it is an effective form of shaping a child's behavior, definitely. I just don't think it's the only option to doing so. And I definitely feel like it has a lot of negative effects in exchange to correct that child's behavior. And it's like, if you look at studies all around the world that kind of focus and observe children who do get spanked and who do get physically disciplined, yes, it works in changing their behavior, but it also has a lot of negative impacts in regards to aggression, antisocial behavior, mental health ish problems. And it's like, it's just, I don't, it's not necessary. And the fact that you see other countries that make it completely illegal and you see a positive effect in how the kids operate. They even found that girls get along even better because for some reason the physical discipline made them more aggressive towards each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just don't think it's the only option, and I feel like people make it seem like it's the only thing you can do to shape somebody's behavior.
So look, it's definitely not the only option. My mom, she used to make me hold books. She used to make me hold books out like this, hold 2 heavy books out, stand up and hold books out for a while. I got whoopings as well, but there's different levels of whoopings too. There's like paddle whoopings where you hit them with a paddle a couple of times on the butt, or you slap them on the butt a few times soft. There's different levels of spankings and whoopings. There's you go get the switch outside, you whip that ass, you know what I'm saying, till the skin come up. I mean, there's different levels of whoopings and spankings. There's punishments. There's solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying? There's nowadays you can take away the electronics, and that's just as bad because the electronics, they're connected to that. But there's
I'll
different
tell
ways.
you the best thing that worked on my daughter, and she absolutely hated it because when I was a kid, my mom would put me in the corner and I would lean up against and hold the corner with my shoulders, and I wouldn't have to worry about it, whatever. I used to put my daughter against the wall and she had to hold her nose this far away from the wall and she could not touch the wall and she hated that shit. She hated it. So that was the best punishment for me to be able to punish my daughter. Now, don't get me wrong, I had spanked my daughter, but I feel like the punishment has to fit the crime. Whatever they do, if it's not that bad, there's no reason to spank them. There's other punishments. But I have spanked my daughter. My daughter slapped me while I was brushing her hair. I slapped her ass back. I ain't gonna
Mecca, welcome to the conversation. How you doing?
How are you?
Doing well.
All right. I don't feel like showing myself. I look crazy to myself. But so when I said I have an opinion about uh people beating their children, with black people in particular, I think that we got that some in some manner from being slaves, and it transferred to how we raise our children and how our children raise their children and so on and so forth. So that's just my opinion. It's, I'm not sure how correct it is, but I believe it's correct.
So you saying it's
And in
generational?
regard, go ahead.
It's generational and it's basically down. It's basically passed on in like our DNA.
Not in our DNA, just in our dealings with our children. In our dealings with our children. So wherever the slave thing came from, and then those slaves in turn raised their children, not in the DNA, just in the behavior.
So the trauma, you saying the trauma was passed down through generations, basically.
With beating your children. I'm saying the beating aspect of it. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't have any.
I've heard this before. This is not only your opinion, though. I've heard this opinion from several different people. I'm just trying to get an understanding of where you come from with it.
So I haven't heard it from anyone. So
yeah, I definitely have. Hey, Dex.
In my personal opinion,
I see your question here, Dex. We're gonna talk about that one in a second. Go ahead, Princess.
no problem. In my personal opinion, I just feel like, okay, I personally don't think it's a huge deal if your child is the one who put your hands on you first. I guess for me, it's like, I just feel like it doesn't make any sense to put your hands on a little human being when they haven't done anything that's overly aggressive, because it's like, it doesn't like, we don't even do that with animals, we because the thing is, I've seen situations where I've seen a lot of dogs, their behavior gets heavily shaped if they get physically disciplined, but we still consider that abuse, and we always find ways to somehow deal with an animal that has a lower level of intelligence and make them behave somehow. So I definitely feel like it's not the only option. I feel like people make it seem like it is. It's like the absolute option.
Let's talk about solutions for a second. So what other forms of punishment do you think are acceptable, Princess?
I think it depends on the situation.
Okay, but
because some situations don't require punishment to begin with, so it depends.
Well, what do you mean? Just it's going to be strictly communication, like just verbal communication?
So quickly, can I say something? Y'all left. So my daughter turned 23 January 6th, right? She got drunk. I didn't want her to drive. I just want you to listen real fast in regard to beating your child. Turned 23. She got drunk. I went to reach my hand in to take her keys out. She rolled my arms up in the window. She then drove off with me hanging out the window. After that, she punched me in the face. I brought her back to my house because I know when she's angry, she tends to hurt herself. She broke my little 85-inch TV. I'm just saying. Not like, you know what I'm saying? But I never put my hands on her. With her punching me, with her dragging me, with everything she did, I couldn't bring myself to hit her. Was I wrong for that? Would you have to hit your child?
Jason, thank you.
I'm sorry for all that. I just said that real quick. Mecca, would you have hit your child?
Mecca, listen. I'm not going to answer what I would have done because I don't have a kid. I can say if anybody did something like that to me, I most likely at most points in my life, even probably now, I would have reacted back with a little bit of violence back towards them because that's basically putting my life in danger. But an eye for an, I mean, it don't always have to be an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is walk away from some people sometimes, but you can't walk away from your kid.
From your child, right?
I mean, you
It's
can,
double-edged sword.
technically you can, but people are not going to take that route with their kid.
So, I mean, I don't know.
So, Princess,
So
you got
princess,
kids?
No, I don't have any kids. I'm childless.
All right, let's do a scenario real quick. So you got a toddler, and your toddler goes and turn on the oven, and the gas is leaking, and you catch them doing it, and you tell them to stop. They do it again. What you gonna do? Well, in that situation, how would you communicate, or how would you let them know that that's not the right thing to do?
How old are they?
Just a toddler, just a 2-year-old toddler, just running around, just doing stuff.
I would have. I'm not too sure what I would do. I definitely wouldn't hit them. That's really young. Like I don't even think they understand what's going on. You know.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, let's instead of just talking about what's right and what's wrong, I like to be a problem solver and try to talk about solutions. So, I just want to see what you had on, to see what you would think you would do in that situation.
I mean, honestly, I really wouldn't know what I would do. I would probably because the thing is, if I were to plan to have kids, then I would probably, get some help, in regards to making sure that I make the best decision. So, I mean, I would try to find alternatives besides that, but I'm not like,
I got you.
I wouldn't really know. I don't know what's the right and wrong situation, how to handle that.
Rebellions. Okay, I got that. There isn't a handbook. Yeah, there isn't a handbook, and there also isn't always help either. My mom didn't have help. She had 3 kids, and I know my brother and sister was bad as hell. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't have nobody. She didn't have help. She didn't have black people in my time. We didn't really have like counselors we can call. We didn't have the money for therapy and all that stuff, and she didn't have help. So she had to do the
I
best she
mean,
could. What was that?
thankfully we live in a different age where we can get help. So I'm thankful for that. I wouldn't be one born in a time where I had no clue what I'm doing and I'm just going with whatever. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't blame people who kind of didn't know and they kind of went with whatever, but I'm going to be honest and say, hey, I don't know, so I'm going to get help. And this is a situation in a time and age where I can.
yeah. Hopefully you can, and I appreciate your perspective, your opinion and your perspective for real. I'm doing this on my own. I'm
Definitely.
doing the best. It's not easy, but as long as they are loved and safe, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, same thing with even getting a puppy. Like I'm not gonna automatically get it. I'm gonna make sure that I know what to do in situations where I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to make the wrong decision when it comes to their behavior. So if we have things for dogs, we definitely have things for children.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Dex had a good one. I want to talk about what Dex said. I don't know if he's still here, but it was a really good one. Um, let's see, Dex. I'm gonna go back to it and let's see. Why does society place beauty on such high level when it serves no functional purpose at all? Beauty serves no functional purpose at all. First of all, is that exactly correct? Beauty serves no functional purpose at all. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But that's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, I don't know. I can't even really speak on that. I don't know.
You don't know?
No. I, I got the box for the last one, but it's fine. It's
Oh, go
fine.
ahead.
We'll
No,
just
go
leave
ahead.
it
No,
for now.
go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go. We can talk about multiple
No,
things.
first thing. Okay, so you learn by doing with kids because not every a book, even if somebody tells you what to do, how to raise your kids, it may not work. Just saying. You learn by doing. My daughter, teaching her. Okay, so she went through multiple teachers and stuff to learn how to read and how to spell. And you know how I ended up having to teach her how to spell? She had to spell everything backwards to remember how to spell it. So there's really no handbook that tells you how to raise your kids. And no, she's not dyslexia. She's not dyslexic. Not at all. Not at all. She's been tested. No, she's not dyslexic. She has to remember how to spell it. She has to spell it backwards. She can spell it faster backwards than she can forward.
That's a talent right there.
I mean, I'm not saying there's a handbook. I'm just saying that there's definitely a lot more guidance in this day and age. You know, you're definitely not alone in this day and age. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying that that's not the case. You know, definitely the situations where you're not sure what to do. But I'm just saying that in regards to the physical discipline, that's not a necessity. Definitely. Um, but in regard to the other question, I feel like the purpose of beauty is to know who to mate with. You know, we are humans and we do adapt based upon our environment. I guess the goal is to basically adapt to the best of our form and how we can handle the environment around us. So I would say that when we see beauty, that means it's good. When we see ugliness, that means it's bad
Do you think
to a
that that
certain
You think
extent.
that's true? We were born with that, or that's what society made us to believe now?
I think that's true. You know, like I think that's like an animalistic type of mindset that we already have innate, that we kind of notice certain things to be beautiful. Like kids are the most honest things when it comes to that as well.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that opinion.
I think that beauty, I mean, even back in the day, like Egyptian days, beauty was like the pillar. The royalty is associated with beauty. So then money is associated with beauty. So then everybody wants to be beautiful because they want to like uphold this like like image. You know what I'm saying? Of what everyone else thinks beauty is. But beauty is really just, I think everybody has their own personal definition of what they feel beautiful is. But now with society, like I feel like it's just people are brainwashed. You scroll on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and if you don't look like a Kardashian or this and that, people don't think you're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't, it's just stupid. I really just think it's so stupid because really, especially for me having daughters and even with boys, like they shouldn't feel like they have to be upheld to a certain standard that society has. But just the way things have advanced as far as social media and access to social media and all these things, it really is detrimental to their mental health and, self-worth and things like that. So has no purpose though. Beauty's really not
Don't you think
purposeful.
it's a little bit hypocritical to say beauty has, I mean, beauty, you say that beauty serves no purpose and you say you don't understand why society does that,
It definitely serves a purpose. You
but
know,
you,
I just feel like, how do I say it? Like, for example, people might not necessarily be attracted to somebody who looks like they're unhealthy. So somebody who's more likely to look like they're unhealthy might be highly underweight or highly overweight. We kind of have a beauty standard in a sense of having a healthy body type of structure, if that makes sense. And if you
yeah,
look all around the world, there might be some distortions of that beauty standard, but it's still the same thing.
right.
Overly fatness, overly skinniness is not usually the standard, but it's usually just being healthy, having good teeth, like Mecca said, or
Madness. Is that a real
having
word
a
though?
asymmetry, having an
Did
equal
Princess just make a
sided
word up right now,
face,
y'all? She said overly
or
fatness.
like, oh my bad, or like how do I say it? For example, with women, when we're in our stages of evolution, I don't know how to say it right, we tend to find macho men more attractive. That's like a science thing, and that's what they found, that when women, like when they cheat on men, they usually will go for men who kind of come across as overly macho, or even birth control. Birth control distorts the viewpoint of women's beauty standards towards men.
Is that so? Mecca, she said overly fatness. Fatness is a word. I need somebody to look it up. Fatness is a word. Because I mean, yo, I went to school in Los Angeles, so I don't know. I'm completely talking out my ass.
Fatness is a word, but I said it weird. Don't get me wrong. um, but yeah, I think beauty is definitely a good thing. I just think it hurts a lot of feelings. That's a thing. You know, if you care too much on what society thinks and people think, then you're gonna be hurt. Definitely. You have to have thick skin, you know, and understand that you're not gonna always be the complete standard in regards to anything, whether it be a beauty standard or a standard in regards to anything in life. You know, you always have something about you that will kind of outlie besides that. You know, I think in my eyes, instead of more so caring more about what society thinks, I think people need to grow more so of a thicker skin. You know,
Good night, Queen.
just
Good night, Queen.
don't care too much. Don't take it seriously. You know, some things are just for the betterment of society overall. You know, I don't think it should be a beauty standard for people to be in senses that is unhealthy, you know, to the human body. But that's my opinion.
I think
So,
everybody should.
I think everybody should like.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
and go for what you go for. Like Princess said, there is a functional use for beauty, and it's just like it's not just beauty though. It's like the way a person smells. You know what I'm saying? I think smells and beauty go hand in hand when it comes to mating and reproducing. But if you go by society, black people are not pretty. Fat people are not pretty. It was only skinny people. Now it's going and real thick women is pretty. They getting all type of surgeries just to be thick. You know what I'm saying? Get their lips thick. At first, big lips was ugly. Now everybody want big lips. So
Now all we gotta do is get the Kylie lip kit. No, just kidding.
get the Botox. You know what I'm saying? The Brazilian body kits, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank y'all for being here.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea.